I think this clip is just a good example of what a bad look-off is and what a bad look-off does to our offense. So as Levi throws this swing over here to Austin, and Austin brings it down, we're going to get Jacob in the middle of the field making a move. And I think Jacob gets open off this move. So there's enough separation in my mind that this ball should go up. There's a little bit of a handler poach here, but this window is big enough and Austin Jin's a good enough thrower. I think this could go in there. And I think that Jack and Joe are also kind of agreeing with me because they're setting up kind of in a spot where you would assume that Jacob's going to get the ball. So the vision here would be Jacob's going to get open and Austin's going to hit him. Gabriel Yacht's making his big move deep. He's going to come back under. Jacob's going to hit Gabriel Yacht. Walters is going to push deep, give Gabe a slash. We're going to hit him there. And then Joe is going to push deep and make another slash. And we're going to throw it to Joe on a slash somewhere over here. And then we're going to call end zone set. So if we just can get this first pass in, we can build a really nice offense and we can get all the way down to the end zone set and we have something going. But instead, when we turn and we throw this dump, there's nothing obvious. Like the next move is not obvious. We don't have an offense built around this throw to Levi. So this just resets us. So now we all have to get back because we're all way too deep now. So now we all have to reset back under and we have to rebuild our offense and we have to basically start over. And we've lost our ability to attack the defense. So as you look at this and you're thinking, I don't really know if that's open. I'm not sure we should be hitting that. There's Austin's pump fake right there. There's the separation. I just want to go back to this clip that we looked at from the Texas game where, again, Levi throws a swing just like in the Pitt clip. McGurgan gets this touch. We got Jacob in the middle of the field just like in the Pitt game. And there's the separation that Joe throws to. And yeah, that is a little bit more separation than what Austin's got. But I do think Austin's a good enough player where he should be getting that in there. And when we look at this Texas clip, Joe getting this into Jacob turns into a slash continue. So that's what we needed in this Pitt moment. But it's that first look off that just prevents us from getting into that action. Here's our O-line playing offense against Pitt. And we do something that I really like to do when we notice that the other team's not really coming down on the pole very well. I kind of like to just forget about running a play and just throw it to the cutter who's unguarded. So that's what's happening here. So there is no play. It's just Jack throw it to Gabe because we know that they're coming down on the pole slow. And then from here, we need to build a break side cutting tree, which we get from Austin. And this is a great slash from Gabriel. So he throws this flat, he gets it out in front of Austin, and he just Austin's not reaching behind his body. This is an easy throw. He's nice and soft. Boom, got it in there. And we're already pretty close to thinking about setting up our end zone set. So we do a little free play here. People are ad-libbing. But now we're going to get a really, really good slash from Levi. And I think this ties into one of the clips I was showing you from the Texas clips, is that long slashes are really, really easy to throw to. So look at where Levi has started this slash from, and he's going to make it all the way across here. And Gabe is just going to take the easiest slash of his life to Levi here. So I think a really long 20-yard slash is pretty easy to throw to because it gives Gabe time to think about, okay, where along the slash do I want to throw it to Levi? Do I want to hit Levi on this part of the slash or this part or this part or this part or this part or this part? Gabe has options, right? And that's why it's easy for Gabe to throw to a really long slash. When we give people short slashes, it's they got to hit their window or the window's closed. So as you watch Levi come across here, it's just so much time for Gabe to process, so much time for Gabe to pick his own shot, and then Levi continues the break throw to Austin Jin. And that's huge. So now we're in our end zone set, and we're looking pretty good, and we're just throwing and going, and we are, I believe, scoring. So that's really good offense. Two good slashes, two good slash throws by Gabriel Yacht. This one should also resonate with one that we looked at from the Texas game. So here we got Jack beating the mark to feed the first throw. That helps our offense a lot with that first throw. Now we've got an opportunity to set up a pairs cut. We definitely try, and it's a good pairs cut. So we've got 1-2, right? We've got Gabriel Yacht with the disc, very good thrower. We've got one person, two people. So we've got two people on top of our thrower. We have the opportunity to set up a pairs cut. We got many options. The simplest one to do is just Austin's going to drive deep, and Jacob's going to push under. I think Jacob's a little bit late on this undercut. So I think even like right now, Jacob doesn't need to make a move to beat his person. He doesn't need to do anything. I think Jacob could just start taking this. I think it's pretty clear from Austin's body language that he is going deep. But it takes Jacob a few more steps to figure out, okay, I want to go under. And then he even tries to make a move on his person. But his person was like committed to, I'm getting underneath Jacob because I don't want Jacob to get undercuts. And that just makes it really, really hard for Jacob to get open. So I think back here, Austin, as we watch Austin hit his right foot into the ground there, I think that's our opportunity for Jacob to have his left foot in the ground, right? Left foot's currently in the air. If Jacob's left foot was here, boom, straight at Gabriel Yacht, I think we hit that. And then I think Austin makes this vertical move. He comes back under. Jacob turns around and throws a break throw to him. And then I think we've got McGurgan off screen making a slash for Austin, and Austin hits McGurgan. So I think like we have the opportunity to get here, but we're just a little bit late. We're just late with Jacob realizing, okay, it's my turn to start flying under. Now, as we also see this handler poacher come to try to help on Jacob. So this is the part that should rhyme with the Texas video that we were breaking down. So what's Gabriel Yacht got to do? Gabriel Yacht's first read was to read Austin Jin. And he saw the double coverage. He sees 1-2 and he thinks, okay, I have to holster my huck, right? If you got double coverage on your deep guy, you're holstering the huck, you're thinking check down. So now Gabriel Yacht's thinking check down and Jacob. Jacob ends up getting covered by this person, but also they bring help from the handler defender, right? So the handler is jumping in. So now what are we thinking? Gabriel Yacht just needs to go right to left. So he started with Austin on the right. There's his first read. There's his second read. His third read is to Bobby right here. So what are Gabe's options? Huck, check down, and then swing over to Bobby. So from Gabe's perspective, it's right to left. Boom, boom, boom. So Gabe's he just has to keep moving left, right? He just needs to read this defender, keep moving to his left, and throw a nice little throw here to Bobby. And then what's really good about this is that we get the very next throw. So as you see this, it kind of looks like an inflow Buford, but it's more of like an inflow flood, where like these two guys are just going to get off the sideline. Austin Jin's going to come flying in, take all that space in the world. So off of a swing, we can inflow Buford, we can inflow flood. We should be inflow Bufording and inflow flooding every single time there's a swing. Let's get that next guy open and let's flip the fields just like that. It's a nice offensive possession for us. So Walters picks it up, and we just get it to Austin Jin right in the middle. So we get our offense moving with just any pass, which is great, especially since this pass goes to the middle. Gabriel Yacht's unguarded. Notice how Gabriel Yacht realizes nobody's guarding me. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to go make a move or juke someone out. I just have to give Austin an easy option, and I just have to make it clear that I'm ready to catch the Frisbee. So from here, we should be setting up our break side cutting tree. We can see this flat mark. We can also see empty space in the break side cutting tree area. So Joe's just got to attack his person there, boom, and slash across. And Gabe hits him. Notice how this Frisbee is flat. Notice how it's in front of Joe. Notice how Joe catches this with two hands. Look at how Joe has his defender boxed out, right? So Joe's got his body between the defender and the disc. The only way for his defender to get to the disc is to follow him. So that's a really good job by Joe. Nice and strong. And now we're going to break down Ethan Odie's slash here. And it's not a very good slash. So first of all, Ethan has an opportunity based on the way that Ethan's defender is set up. Bobby's got an opportunity to attack his back. So this defender is pointing his hips this way. If Bobby can just get in there, he has the opportunity to attack this person's back. And once he attacks this person's back, he should be able to establish leverage and maintain it all the way through. So as I see Bobby put his left foot in the ground here, he's going to push off and attack the back. And he just does not commit to it. He just doesn't trust himself to get onto this player's back. So I think it's got to be left foot in the ground, and then this right foot juke just does not need to happen. That shouldn't be happening. This right foot should now be like a full-on sprint. Turn this guy's hips like a turnstile, like you're entering the subway, like you're at the Boston subway, Bobby, and you just got to go through the turnstile, man, because he's got to turn a longer way than you do. You just need to go straight through him. But instead, Bobby tries to juke again, and then somehow Bobby finally decides to go through the turnstile. And look at how, like, okay, when you just commit and run past a person's hip like that, they have to turn a longer way than you do. And since they have to turn a longer way than you do, you're pretty much always going to get leverage. And right here, if I look at this frame, Bobby's got leverage. So if I think, okay, I've got a defender here. And I've got Bobby here. And then the place where Bobby basically needs to go is like right here. So if I think about both their lines in this moment, okay, green line is like that. Red line's going to be like that. All I really need to do for Bobby is on the blue line, just like take a half step onto this red line and then put your line on top of his line and take that all the way in so that when Joe throws, it looks exactly like how Joe caught it, where this guy is just on Bobby's back. But Bobby thinks he needs to make another move, so he's going to do just another juke, and this time he's going to lose leverage. So now the guy's in front of him. So we wanted Bobby in front of that guy, but because Bobby needed to make another move, now that guy is in front of him, and we're just totally locked up, and we don't even finish the slash, so we just break it off early and we go butterfly. So come back to the way Joe sets his up, right? Joe makes one move with the left, bang, turnstile. Now box out all the way through, and look at the separation. There is no separation. It's a box out throw. It's a leverage throw. We just need to be strong and hold. Come back to Bobby. Left foot in the ground. Just attack his hips, Bobby. Just attack his hips. Up. We do get leverage. Okay, Bobby, you got leverage. Hold it. Hold the line. Hold the line. Don't make another move. We just gave away our leverage. Okay. So could have been a lot better, but then this throw from Joe is pretty good. So I just wanted to leave that in there because I really like, this is a nice read. So we got press coverage on Jack Walters. We just move our eyes a little bit. We see we got Levi. We throw him a flat swing. We switch fields. So we're still in a good spot. We're ready to set up our end zone soon. We just could have been a little better on that Bobby slash. All right, I like this clip because it's a really, really good example of what our offense can look like against elite defenses and like when we're actually playing really, really well. So Walters just gets that first pass in. One of the key things to our offense is that Jack pretty much always hits the first pass. If you're constantly looking off the first pass, it's going to make it really hard for us to build a structured attack downfield. So we get it to Gabe on that sideline. All we need here from Jacob is a slash cut. So he sets up, he gets inside of his defender, his shoulder inside his defender's shoulder. He slashes across. Gabe throws a very, very nice throw to an open Jacob. Now we got Austin Jin on the next slash. We can see how Austin kind of pushes upfield to attack the back. He gets that left foot in the ground and then he turns, boom. Now Austin has leverage and Jacob just has to throw it flat to him, which he does. And bang, just like that, a few throws, like we're all ready to start yelling, end zone, end zone, end zone. And that's just a really good example of two very decisive slash cuts and two very solid, flat, simple throws to those slashes. And that makes our offense look good even when we're playing against a team like Pitt, which I think has like elite defense. I just want to look at Akosh's footwork on this clip. So I really think he puts a nice move on the guy. We get that swing here to Levi. Akosh sets up, and then he just drops into his left foot. So as I back it up, we'll watch it again. He steps, and then drops into his left foot aggressively, and then from his left foot, he is pushing off into this space. And he gets leverage on his guy, and he creates a little separation, and it's a nice move, and we get the next throw. So as we watch Akos hit this a couple times, I just want to like think back to those drills I asked everybody to do during the fall. So I would have you warm up, and then there were sometimes there were like some footwork drills that I wanted people to work on. And specifically, I wanted people working on a 90-degree direction change off of one foot. And so I would have you like walk into this drop, or I would have you kind of slowly jog into the drop. So I think this is a really, really effective move. I think this works against very good defenders. I think everybody should be doing this during their warm-up. I think it's important to warm up these kind of moves because they're complicated and they can be dangerous, and you want to be safe and good at them. But it's just this ability to just drop into one foot and then push off of that same foot. And not everybody has that athleticism. And I know it looks simple, but it's kind of a complicated move, and it does like get you open against really good defenders. And I think that people should be warming those up during their 15-minute warm-up time and getting those things going.